Everybody, welcome to FabFit Friday, the fabric edition. I'm going to be sharing with you some of the fabrics that I found at Sew Expo. I'm super excited because, of course, when you go to an event like Sew Expo and there are so many vendors and so much fabric, it's almost impossible to leave without taking any home with you. And I tried. So the first few days of Sew Expo, I completely, what do I want to say? I was so busy teaching and setting my booth up and meeting people that I was not looking around the vendor hall. But then once I started, it was it was all downhill from there. And I said, oh, I'm going to buy this one fabric and then I'm not going to buy any more. And then you'll see what happened. So I'll show you what happened. Hi, DIYer girl. Hey, I'm going to send you a receipt for your kit after FabFit Friday. So I just want you to know I got your email. Hi, Diane. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is kind of a lazy one for me. I wanted to have more things prepped. And in my head, I was going to have a project started using the laminated cotton I got from Splash Fabric, but things didn't work out the way I thought they were going to work out this week, so I didn't get any of that done. I got stuck on these pants, so I'm going to talk to you about these pants first. Hey, Kathy, welcome. All right, so let me show you, let me just start with the pants because the pants will segue into fabric because of course I did buy some fabrics that I'm going to make pants out of. So let me just switch over to my view. You can kind of see the fabrics. Don't let them be distracting though because I want to talk about this first. Oh, you know what I can do? I can put myself in the middle of my fabric so you can't see them so much. All right, so I found a new way to use my sew tights. Let me show you. All right, I want to talk about this for a second. Hi, Mary. Getting more snow in Michigan. Ugh. All right, so snow is a sore topic for me because I live in Connecticut in New England and I'm one of those people who would love to have a little bit of a snowstorm in the winter. And as it turned out, this winter we got next to nothing. I mean, I got a little bit to make my flight get canceled going to Sew Expo, and then there was a big nor'easter that came through over the weekend, or well, Monday into Tuesday really, and the jet stream did this dip into the middle of the state. And Hartford was right here in the dip, meaning where I was, we just got a little dusting of snow, nothing really to talk about. Whereas in the corner, like especially the west corner of the state, they got 16 inches. So I feel a little about the snow this year because I like to hike in it. And we didn't get any that I could hike in really. So I'm glad you're getting more snow, Mary. I hope you're enjoying it. You might be sick of it by now because I know it's been feast or famine here. All right, so I want to talk about the new thing I'm doing with my pants pattern. And what I'm trying to do is, you know, I made the Sorsha pants pattern as is, and then I made it with a little bit of a wider leg, and I've shared those with you, my tan colored cotton and my red linen pants. So now I'm working with, this is a, it's a pretty rigid twill. So I mean, it's nice, but it's not like luxury twill. I got this at my local fabric store. This is not part of the my fabric stash I'm going to show you in a little bit. But what I do want to show you is if you've made your first pair of Sorsha Classic Slim trousers and you want to make another pair, so I'm jumping ahead for people who are still trying to fit their first pair, I want to show you how I do it. So basically on my Instagram, you can head over there and check out the photo I posted yesterday. I basically put my pattern pieces on the fabric and then I marked 1.5 inches higher above the waistline, and I added an inch to the side seams to give myself extra fitting area to adjust for a new fabric. And then I also wanted to play with taking in some of the ease on the back leg. Now remember, the trousers are a looser fitting pant, and I am working on a like a cigarette or skinny leg pant in my in the background. I haven't spent that much time on it yet, but I have been working on it. And when I made this muslin, after cutting out both legs, I pinned I pinned it, or got it onto my waistband. And I just want to show you here, instead of hey Amelia, instead of drawing the original waistline on the pant, I stitched it in the fabric, because in my head I was going to wear these pants. So these are some tips for if you've already made a pair of pants with a pattern and then you're making a second pair. I'm not going to make a separate single leg muslin. I'm going to use the actual pants fabric that I'm going to make my pants out of. So to mark them, I'm stitching now. So this is just stitched in, and I can take that out when I'm done doing my fitting. So instead of drawing on the fabric, I'm stitching. So that's how I marked that. And then I sewed or basted in the Velcro so I could stick it onto my, onto my existing waistband. Let me just see here. So basically, I added some pins to the waistband after I fitted it the way I wanted along the waist. And then what I did here was I decided while I was wearing it, the back of the leg is kind of full. So what I did was I played with continuing the the waist dart all the way down to the hem. So you can see here, I took out probably an inch. That's a half an inch folded in half. I took about an inch of fabric out down the entire back leg. And what that does is, if I lay this flat, it basically makes the back leg very similar to the front leg. You can see at the crotch level, the back is only about an inch and a little bit wider than the front because it's laying flat like this. And when you look to see how much of the back is folded around to the other side, there's not that much. So this makes a closer fitting pant. I am going to do this adjustment to my paper pattern, meaning I'm going to make a copy of my pattern. I'm going to slash the entire back leg and overlap it this inch. And I'm going to mark where my waistline is on my waistband, and then I'm going to cut out the second leg and try it. So that's what I'm going to do to test the fit of this, taking in the back leg. And what I want to show you here is, if you're working with a cut-on fly like the Sorsa Classic Slim Trousers, and you want to sort of test fit your garment before you sew it in the actual fashion fabric, what I did was, you can see here, I used my sew tights to hold the fly, cut-on fly and zipper shield folded back on the on the raw edge, so it equals the raw edge. So you can see here's my raw edge of my crotch. I just folded it back, and I'm using these sew tights to hold that down. So another great use for sew tights. And I will tell you, even though I had the Velcro and I put some pins in, you can see I pinched myself and I was getting my little blood all over this when I pricked my fingers with the pins. So anything to minimize the number of pins I'm going to use to hold the waistband and pant leg together while I'm fitting is always a good thing. I'm really anti-pin And I was lazy. I didn't put the second piece of Velcro in the middle of the back leg. And I will tell you, it makes it much harder to fit when you don't have that skinny little piece of Velcro right there to help hold it for you. And I pricked myself multiple times trying to hold my waistband on with pins. Um, so that's where I am on this. And I will be sharing more about how these are coming out in the near future. I just wanted to show you that because the first thing I want to talk about for the fabric I found in Sew Expo is a Japanese style fabrics, cottons that are printed, and I'm really excited about these. Now, these are from the Patpuri.com. Let me just zoom in on that so you can see. I'm gonna maybe I should untie one so you can see they're all wrapped up in this this ribbon. www.thepatpuri, like potpourri.com is their website. And I love having these fabrics in my stash because I love using them for applique and fussy cutting and different things. And I had a bunch of cottons that I had in my stash for a while, and then I basically used them throughout the year. So I'm glad to sort of find some more of these. They're very, very nice. They're 100% cotton woven non-stretch fabric. Hey, Judy, welcome. Mary wants to know where the color is. Yeah, I didn't get any super bright colors this time, but it's a print. You know, it's navy. It's not black. But what I want to show you here is this fabric. I actually got one of the last pieces of this fabric. This fabric is going to be discontinued. This is going to be the main part of my pants. So I'm going to make pants out of these, this fabric after I wash it. And what I'm considering doing is at the bottom of the leg, wait a minute, what's happening here? Wait, Judy. Oops, Judy, please disregard. I have some of those fabrics, very pretty. I know it's not bright fabric, but guess what, Mary? If I have a bright color top, I can wear it with this more neutral pants. Now, I am wearing my black tee that I made for Sew Expo today. So I don't really have any color on at all today, so I'm sorry about that. But I do anticipate making something brighter to wear on top to go with these pants. But what I was thinking was, I want to cut the leg off, and I'm going to work with making some different hem variations, like a lantern hem. So if there's a seam here, then it will come in and become a narrower finish. I'm also going to make it like a tulip where it overlaps and crisscrosses. So I'm going to be working on some new hem variations for the pattern, and I probably will start working with those the week after next week. So next week there is no Fab Fit Friday because I'm going to be teaching pants fitting for the Maryland ASG. So just remember, no Fab Fit Friday next week, but the week I come back, I'm going to be trying out some new hems, and I'll show you how to how to draft them from your actual pattern. So it's going to be sort of an add-on thing that if once you make your pants and you want to make some fun variations, I'm going to have some for that. But I'm going to be doing something with this, and because I've got all these coordinates, I was thinking this might be a fun coordinate to, like if I do the lantern hem and there's a seam here, maybe I'll introduce a second fabric for the bottom. So this one has the same sort of light ecru colored background or base, these two do, so I might match those together. And then, I know you guys who have followed me quite for a long time know that I love to do machine embroidery, and I love to digitize my own designs. And I'm thinking what I might do with this is, like a bigger print, and I'm thinking what I might do is scan in parts of this fabric and create my own original designs to go with it. I'm kind of excited about this, as an embroidery project. Diane says, Jen, this information from you is scary. I think you have crossed into the danger zone. Oh, I know. I know. Well, it's like I want to do so many different things, and I really want to get back to doing more machine embroidery. So this really inspired me to um I'm going to scan some of this in, like I said, and I'm going to create a collection of designs that are going to have these sort of shapes. Um and then I'll do something with this fabric to go with it. So that's this one, and then this is interesting because when I was in the booth, I really liked this particular print. And the lady told me that the only way I could get this is if I bought this whole piece. And I think this is also discontinued now. But there was a tote bag made up in the class that was quilted, and they basically quilted in between all the blocks to make it look like all the blocks were sewn together. So this could be a fun project where I can quilt and make it look like I sewed all these squares together when in fact it's just printed like that, or I can cut them apart and use them for different projects. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this yet, but I really like that. And then I got one other coordinate, and I'm really dying to see how these are when they wash, to see how soft they get. And then I just got one more coordinate to have. So these are my Japanese fabrics. I'm super excited about them. They are from Heartweight International, the patpuri.com. So that's the first thing I wanted to share with you. All right, let me see if I can find something. I really don't have any bright colors, but I did get some lovely baby blue. This was from Amanda's Bundles. That's the name of her shop. And I bought, this is a performance fleece. So it's like sweatshirt fleece, but it's super soft on the inside. And then it's got the knitted sweatshirt outside. Oh, Mary wants to know if that fabric shrinks. All right, Mary, here's what I'm going to do. I am going to measure. I'm going to clean finish all the edges of that fabric on the serger. I'm going to measure from end to end. And then I'm also going to mark like a 10-inch edge on the vertical. And after I wash it, I will re-measure it and see how much it shrunk. So I will let you guys know that, because I'm guessing it will shrink some because it's 100% cotton. And I'm hoping it softens up a little bit too, because it is a little bit on the stiffer side. So I will be doing a shrink test, and I will let you know. Oh, so DIYer Girl says that she pre-washed her fabric from the same company, soaked it in warm water with vinegar, and then the drape is pretty much the same after. All right, so DIYer Girl, if I just want to wash it in warm, gentle warm, and if I throw some vinegar in there, it should make, sort of keep the fabric from fading. So maybe I'll try that. I'll put some vinegar because I don't want the fabric to fade. And Mary says, oh, the blue fleece is lovely. I do. I love it. And it's super, super soft. So I'm going to be making something out of this, but I hate to tell you, this is going to be a next fall project, because I'm going to design like a hoodie or something to make, a new pattern for the fall. And I'll be using this fabric. And then I also bought the matching rib knit. Now, a lot of times when you buy rib knit, like that's 100% cotton like this, it doesn't have good recovery. But what I want to show you here is when I stretch this, look at how it snaps right back. So I'm going to be making something with this too, and you can see it's completely, it matches 100% match to the rib knit and the fleece match perfectly. So I'll be doing something with both of those. This will be a fall project, you know, but when you see something, even if it's not the right season and you love it, you have to get it, because otherwise when you go to sew or start thinking about that again, you're sad because you don't have it. So I have my matching rib knit or t-shirt knit basically, and the fleece fall project coming up. Amelia says vinegar keeps fabric from fading. Yes, it does, Amanda. So like if you're pre-washing denim, for example, let's say denim needs to be pre-washed multiple times before it's completely rid of all the extra stuff. It also has progressive shrinkage. So if you're washing your denim and you get to a point where you're happy with it, put some vinegar, you know, like a half a cup, 3/4 of a cup of vinegar into the washing machine on the last wash, and it sort of sets the color for you. So DIYer girl says, wow, where did you get that blue knit? Amanda's. Yes, this was from Amanda's Bundles. Amanda's Bundles. And this, okay, so this fabric was the last fabric I bought on Sunday with like an hour to go for the entire Sew Expo. I wasn't going to buy any more, but when I saw this, I had to get it. So this was my last purchase. The Japanese fabric was my first purchase. And let me see. Riff Raff Ray says, this is so much fun. Thanks for sharing. Oh, you're welcome. This just makes a fun day for me because I didn't have to prep anything. All right, so I'm going to rely on DIYer Girl to remind me the name of the store or the booth that was directly across against the opposite wall where I bought all the rest of this fabric. It was a fabric store. I want to say Jimmy's or something. I can't remember. I wasn't good at keeping track of that name. Oh yeah. DIYer Girl says great prices at Amanda's Bundle, $7 to $15 a yard. I will tell you, I got 2 yards of each of that, the performance fleece and the matching rib knit, and the total was $38 for 4 yards of that fabric. That is a really good price for that kind of fabric. So she does have very, very good prices. Okay, DIYer Girl is going to tell us where the rest of this fabric came from. Now, you might imagine that if I'm at Sew Expo and I can see fabric booth like across the way from me, it's really hard not to go into the booth. And I went in there and I literally could have picked out 3 times as much as I actually did. So let me start by showing you the knits that I got. And basically this knit, I'm going to make it a little brighter. It's really more of a maroon. So this is actually a maroon color, and it's got this has a cross grain rib. So this rib is actually going cross grain, and I wish you could feel how soft it is. It's almost double faced because the rib on the back isn't as pronounced. I mean, it's not double faced, but this is a super soft rayon heavyweight knit. Absolutely love it. I'll be making stuff with this. I'm really not sure what yet, but I do love this. Riff Raff Ray says, LOL, you prep by shopping and hauling it home, and you didn't have to leave your living room. That's true. I had so much fun finding these fabrics. So this one, super soft. I brought 3 yards of it. I don't know what I'm going to make yet, but let me just zoom in so you can see the rib. See that? Isn't that neat? And it's cross grain, but also it's a 4-way stretch. So I can stretch it both this way and this way. So who knows, maybe I'll put the rib design going in different directions, or maybe I'll play with some chevron striping. We will see, but I will be making something out of this. And again, I bought 3 yards of it. And then of course, I always have to have black in my um, stash. So this is just another rayon, and it's a really pretty rib knit. So these are vertical ribs, and they're sort of you know, there's some little ones and some big ones in there. So that's just a nice basic rib knit. And I just really like the quality, and I like the fact that when I check these out, see there is no curling. So I love it when I can find knits that don't curl because they're easier to sew. Mary says, make one of your tees with the ribs in different directions up at the neck. I may do that, Mary, because I can do like bias and cross and vertical. I think I probably will. That will be one of the things I'll make with that. I can do the same thing with these ribs as well. So again, this is just a basic, you know, like a basic. All right, then I got a ITY knit for Anna, and I'm going to make her a Anna dress out of this. And I just thought this was a pretty, you know, it's just a small abstract print. It's red and ivory and black. So I think this is going to be for Anna. I'm going to make her an Anna dress, and she's currently looking for a big girl job. She actually finished her master's degree in public health policy. I am so proud of her. If you have followed along with me, you might have heard her sitting on the table, you know, across over there on the other side, and we laugh and giggle, and sometimes I actually put her on the spot on some of my videos. So she's like my little office mate here. But she's looking for her first job after getting her master's degree. So I know she's going to need some pretty things. So this is going to be a nice dress for Anna. And then I got this. Now this fabric is all like slate blue, gray, cream colored, and it's going to have a lining because it is very sheer. Oh, I think DIYer girl asked me if I was going to line my pants. Probably not. I mean, I don't know, but I don't think so. But maybe. I don't know. Oh, thank you, Diane and Riffraff. I'm really proud of her. She's super smart. So, and I know she'll find a job. I think the way that a lot of these companies are advertising jobs now, it's all on the computer, and they don't have a place for you to upload your resume or your cover letter. So if you don't check all the boxes off, I think they eliminate you as an applicant before you can even talk to anybody or really let yourself shine. So it's a little bit tricky, but I know she'll find something because she's super smart. Super excited for her. All right, so this fabric is a very see-through-y, so you can see my hand, cotton, and it doesn't really have any stretch. I mean, it's got a little bit of give to it because there are some window pane kind of stitching through it. I don't know if that contributes to the stretch. Absolutely no stretch on the vertical, but it's got a little bit of give across-wise. So what I really want to make with this is, a long time ago, I had a dress, and I just want to draw you a picture of it. And of course, my granddaughter took my whiteboard. Hold on one second. So this is something that I have wanted to reproduce for a long time, or I can't even copy it because it's been such a long time since I've had this dress. Oh, what did Amelia says? My daughter has complained about that too with the online applications. It's hard and it's irritating. So I wish her daughter good luck. I hope she finds something. All right, so let me just show you here. Oh, Mary says, how about one of the button-up shirts you make, like the one on the dress form behind you? I could make a shirt jacket out of it. I mean, it would be nice for that. But here's what my initial thing when I saw it was I had a dress. I'm just, I suck at drawing, so I'm just going to try to, um, draw it with a pen that actually works. Hold on here. Do you think I have a pen? I think I have one in here somewhere. I mean, a mechanical pencil. Well, I can never find what it is that I'm trying to use. I'm just going to use a regular pencil, just in case I have to erase. That's how my confidence is about drawing. So if already I'm erasing. All right, so this is going to be my shoulder line. So here is a V-neck. It's kind of a V-neck like this. And it has, armholes. And then it's got, basically does this. And this is me showing you what a bad sketcher I am. But basically the front of this dress is just V-neck with sleeveless. And then in the back, it's got just, okay, so in the back, let me just see what's the easiest way for me to draw the back here. So in the back, it just has a round neck like this. So it looks like this. And then it's got a little bit of, it's got an empire waist seam just in the back. And then it has the skirt like this. So it's a fairly basic dress, but it's on the bias. So this whole front is all bias. So the plaid will be, on the diagonal like that. This will be straight of grain here. And then this will be bias again. And I had this dress, probably, I want to say it's got to be a good 20 years ago now, because I worked at Manchester Sewing at the time. And I loved it. It was a baby blue linen color. I got it at Nordstrom's. I wore it on the regular at least once a week in the summer. I loved it. And like I said, all it was a V-neck in the front with sleeveless, and then just the seam in the back with the straight of grain there, and then the rest of it was on the bias, and it just hung beautifully. Yes, like a shift dress. I mean, literally, but because it was on the bias, it fit, but it didn't cling. So it had just enough ease so that it was a close fitting dress, but it wasn't a tight dress. It was beautiful. So I'm going to be working on a pattern for this. And I'm going to hopefully get this made during the summer or before I can't wear it. So I'm super excited about this. And I probably, again, will have to line it because that's very see-through. But I'm really, really excited about this. Riffraff Ray says, I bet that would look really nice on your figure. I wonder if that's why you remembered the dress all these years. Well, I used to be very slender when I used to wear this dress. Like, if I had this dress now, I wouldn't be able to probably even be able to get it over my head, because I was very, very thin back then, like a small size 8, literally a small size 8. And now I'm a size 14, 16. So, but I just like the ease of putting it on, and I like the fact that it was just so comfortable and it was effortless, and I could just put on a necklace, and some sandals and be ready to go for anything. So I'm really excited to have another dress like this in my closet. And DIYer Girl is asking if there was something functional about the back being on the straight of grain. I don't know if it's anything functional. I do know that, it will support the bias. If sewing it to a straight of grain, that will support that there, sort of anchor it there. There is a little bit of a tricky thing when you sew a bias piece to a straight of grain piece. You have to get the ease just right, because what I learned when I was designing some things back then, if this is too, you almost have to stretch the bias to fit this seam, because if it's 1-to-1, you get like a little ridge. It's almost like you get like a little ridge that pops up in the middle if it's hanging from a straight of grain. So you have to really play with what the width of this edge is compared to what you're going to sew on there. And if I remember correctly, I had to stretch the bias piece onto the straight of grain a little bit to get it to hang right. So removing some of the ease up at the top. So, but I will report to you on that. I'm going to test it and try it on something that's not this fabric. This was the most expensive fabric I bought. This was $18 a yard. So I don't want to obviously cut it out of this until I make sure it works. So we'll see. I'm excited to try this. And again, this is going to be, near the top of my list amongst all the other things I'm doing. So I'm super excited about that. So that's what I'm going to do with this fabric. And then finally, I have another non-exciting fabric to share with you. This is a cotton twill. Now, this cotton twill is a luxury cotton twill compared to what I was showing you before. You can see it's got a really nice, and it's really soft. So this fabric, I am excited to make another pair of my Sorsha Classic Slim Trousers. And if you were to compare this fabric to this fabric, I mean, both of these are cotton twills, but this has a very crisp, stiff hand, and this one is like ultra soft. It's almost brushed. It's beautiful. So this is going to make another pair of classic slim trousers. I'm super excited about that. So those are the fabrics I got. I'm like really, really excited. And spring is coming. So, oh, Amelia loves it. And what is Diane saying? Love the style of the pattern, double love the fabric in a heartbeat. That would be a button-up shirt waist dress for me. Oh, and DIYer girl says she's going to go on a shopping spree with me anytime. I know that would be so much fun. And Riff Raff Ray says, oh, wouldn't the yoke help with the fit? It's so interesting. I know. It is going to be interesting. I will definitely keep you updated on the process for that. None of these fabrics have gone in the washing machine yet, but I will report to you on the shrinkage issue. And then the last one is, one other thing I almost forgot. Now, I bought this. This is the Laminated Cotton from Splash Fabrics in Seattle. And I don't know if you've ever tried or felt laminated fabrics. Sometimes they can get pretty crinkly or stiff. This one these have a very soft hand. I mean, it's very soft, and it's basically laminated cotton. So that's what the thing says here. But one of the reasons why I bought this, I really like this fabric. I bought it because these colors attracted me, and I'm probably just going to finish the edges and make a tablecloth for my dining room table. So when I'm doing arts and crafts projects with my granddaughter, this wipes up nice and neat. It doesn't stain because it's laminated. But other than that, I'm not really, I don't have huge plans for this. The one thing I was thinking of doing is my dad was bringing in a little shopping bag, like literally picture a shopping bag that's maybe, a foot high, just, maybe 4 inches in width. It has the little shoestring handles. Well, he had been taking this bag back and forth to visit my mom, and it was getting so tattered, it actually ripped the last time he brought it. So I was thinking I could make a, sort of a shopping bag like that out of this fabric. And maybe what I would do is line it in the same fabric so it has the same waterproof inside and out. And then to make the opening stiff, I was thinking I could use some of my band roll on the inside to support the top edge of the bag, just to sort of replace his little shopping bag that has now become tatters. And I think he would sport this color fabric. We'll see. So I may make something like that for him out of this fabric. But other than that, this is going to become a tablecloth for my dining room. So, but the one thing is, if you're interested in laminated cottons, definitely go check out Splash Fabric. They are trying to fill in the hole left by a company that moved all of their manufacturing, their textile manufacturing, out of the country. And so there's a lot of people who lost their jobs in Seattle who were sewers. So I don't know. I bought this fabric mostly because I just wanted to support them. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. But it's a really cool company and they're really community conscious. So I really like that about them. Amelia's asking if you could use horsehair at the top of the bag. You absolutely could. I mean, band roll is essentially a horsehair. I mean, it's just a stiff waistband. I use it for waistbands, but you could definitely use horsehair, band roll, something to, sew onto the inside before you finish the top edge to keep it from, collapsing when it's open. Because I kind of want to make it, the kind of bag where it can stand up and he can put all his stuff in it and carry it like he's been carrying his little shopping bag that was made out of paper and it has gotten to be complete tatters. So that's what I'm going to do with this. And Riff Raff Ray really likes it. Yay. Oh, DIYer girl is agreeing with me. Good company, quality fabric from Splash Fabric. Yep. And really, I like them. And so, like I said, I just wanted to give them some of my money. Like I literally had no serious plan for this fabric, but I liked what they were about and I liked, what their booth was. They did have a lot of finished, you could buy like a finished sort of table pad. They had tote bags. They had little catch bins made out of this fabric, to put your scraps in. That could be another fun project, like a scrap bag to have by your sewing machine to put all your threads in. Okay, so all right, so Reg knows the company's name is Splash Fabric. Pre-washing the fabric, my spinner must be set high because the fabric comes out with creases that are hard to iron out. Oh, that is a good point. So washing this fabric and then having it come out nice. Thank you for telling me that. I am going to wash this on gentle. And I probably will line dry it. I don't think I would put a laminated fabric in the dryer, but I will report back to you if it shrinks and how it works. And I will use a gentle cycle for this. So I will keep you posted on that. So she soaks her fabric and lightly squeezes it out. So you do throw this in the dryer? About pre-washing in the washing machine. But you did put this in the dryer. Just verify that for me. See, I wasn't going to put it in the dryer because of the laminate, but, maybe, I guess you can if you can. If you can, I will. Well, actually, I do wash and put my my shower curtain liners in the washing machine in the dryer, so I guess maybe you can. Yeah. All right, so those are all the fabrics. Let me see. All right, so just some things coming up on my calendar. If anybody would like to do pants fitting with me starting starting the 31st of March with Stitches events, I am teaching pants fitting, the whole scoop pants fitting, which starts out with the basic framework of top down, center out pants fitting, as described by Ruth Collins in Threads Magazine 218. I'm going to be teaching that class on a Friday, March 31st from 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then Saturday and Sunday the 1st and 2nd of April, 3 to 5 Eastern Standard Time. And, this class is going to have a small number. I think there's only a couple of spaces left. I want it to be a small class. So if you're interested in that, I am teaching that March 31st, April 1st and 2nd. And then just to give you a preview here, I am going to Maryland next weekend. So remember, no FabFit Friday next week because I will be flying myself off to Maryland. But I'm super excited because I'm flying into BWI in Baltimore. I'm taking a shuttle to my hotel right near the airport. I'm going to wake up on Saturday, teach all day. Then I'm going to shuttle myself back to the airport and fly home at 9:30 at night. So I will be gone less than like a day and a half. So that's my kind of event where I can just fly very close to me, teach, and come home. And then I just want to tell you, in April, I am teaching a couple classes for pattern review. If anybody missed my pattern grading class and they wanted to take that, I am teaching that on the 13th of April from 5 to 6:30 Eastern Standard Time. And then I'm doing embroidered buttonholes on the 27th from 5 to 6:30 Eastern Standard Time on patternreview.com. I will put the links to those classes in the description below when I get off the live. So that's what I'm doing in April. And that's all I'm going to tell you about what I'm doing, because May is another month and I have a bunch of stuff cooking in May. But in any case, if anyone would like to join me for those classes, please feel free. I'm going to be putting my newsletter out this weekend, and I'm going to have a birthday sale on my patterns because my birthday is on Monday. I'm going to be 55. Woo! 55. So I'm going to have a special birthday sale, and I'll be announcing that in my newsletter, which I will hopefully have I'll hopefully have that ready and maybe in your mailbox very soon. I'm hopefully Sunday or Monday morning I'll get the newsletter done, because I didn't do one in March. I also didn't do my organizational calendar in March. I will definitely have my organization or my monthly calendar for April ready to go for April. I skipped on that in March because I was so busy. Okay, so DIYer Girl does not put laminated fabric in the dryer, and she wants to know if I get credit for Threads magazine subscriptions. I do not get credit for magazine subscriptions, but I encourage them, and I would love everybody to subscribe to Threads magazine, because if people don't subscribe to these magazines and they keep getting smaller and smaller, then eventually they won't print them anymore. And I guarantee you, the minute they stop printing them, you will be sad, because not having a magazine to flip through, obviously digital content is amazing, and I'm the queen of doing digital content. But I will tell you, having a printed magazine like Threads at your disposal is, I think, so amazing. And actually, just so you know, you guys are the first to hear it. I have a pants fitting article in the summer edition of Threads coming out. So look for that, and it'll be out next month. Actually, it goes out in April, and to people who have subscriptions, and I think it's on the newsstand the beginning of May. So I do have a very exciting article coming out in the summer edition of Threads magazine. Yes, my waistband kits are available. The easiest way to find them is if you go to the waistband video, there's links to them below that video. Or if you put non-stretch waistband kit in the search, it will show up there. So I am selling waistband kits. I have to say, I don't want to say shocked. I'm not shocked, but I am super surprised at the number of these kits that people are ordering. I originally thought I would do these kits for people who live in the backwoods and they can't get to a fabric store, or they don't have the supplies they need, but I'm getting a lot of orders for these kits. And the good news is I've gotten the whole process of making that kit streamlined. The first the first day I started making kits, I had a glob of the 1.5 inch wide Velcro this big. I went down to my husband's office and in tears. I'm like, I can't make these kits because I thought I could marry the sticky and soft Velcro together before I cut it into the 3-inch pieces, and I ended up making this big mess. But I have since figured out how to streamline the process of dealing with the hook side and the soft side of the Velcro so they don't attract each other and make a big glob. So I have gotten pretty good at making the kits. So yes, they are available. Hey, Carol LaValle, welcome. And I think Diane Bacon came in too. I just wanted to say hello to her. Yes, she did. Hi, Diane. Sorry, I didn't see that before, but I see it now. Let me just make sure I didn't said hi to everybody. Oh, DIYer Girl says they're having 40% off sale. Their ad is on Facebook. Ooh, all right. If I can find a link to that, I will put a link to their sale on Facebook so you guys can sign up for threads. And then you can get my article. All right. So, oh, and she found it. Excellent. All right. So this has been super fun. I'm excited to go back and work on my pants pattern so I can start working with that. Plus, I got a new dryer this week. So our dryer had some issues. And so we got a new dryer. And I'm dying to put something in it. Like I did a load of towels and stuff, but it's like now I can do all my pre-washing and pre-shrinking of my fabric and the things that go in the dryer. I can set my dryer. It's very fancy. It says on the top row of buttons, it says, what are you washing? Or I'm sorry, what are you drying? So it'll say like bulky, delicate, blah, blah, blah. And on the second row of buttons, it asks you how you want it to dry it. Delicate, normal, light, blah, blah, blah. So super excited about my new dryer. So I will be washing and drying all the fabric I showed you, and I will have a report on the shrinkage for different things. So that's my report. This was like super fun. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Fit Tip Tuesday this week is going to be a subscriber question. Someone asked me, they said, oh, my shirts look better when I pick them up like this, but then it messes up my armhole because she's picking up the base of her armhole because it's too long. So I'm showing how to petite the armhole and also adjust the shoulder to match for Fit Tip Tuesday this week. And I feel very happy because I actually shot that last weekend. I'm trying to do 2 videos. Every time I shoot now, I'm trying to shoot 2 episodes of something to get ahead. So I already know this week is how to petite the armhole. All right, so oh, Tammy says, I was a hostess for one of your classes. Your class was really good. Oh, thank you so much, Tammy. Thank you for being a hostess. I really have to say that Sew Expo did an amazing job of supporting the teachers. Anywhere I needed help with anything, people were there to help me. I was worried about my, I did how to adjust a non-stretch pattern for stretch fabric as a slideshow, and that was the first time I did a slideshow at a big event on a big screen with my computer, and they were very nice in helping me set up my computer and connecting it to the projector and everything. So that was really, really nice, and everybody was very, very nice there. So all right, so Judy says, enjoyed seeing your fabrics. Thank you, Judy. Thank you everybody for joining me. I had so much fun. I was really looking forward to today because I just wanted to share all my, my fabrics. Because as you know, if you go to the fabric store or you go to a sewing event and you come home with a bunch of fabrics and you're all excited about them, you want to share them with people, right? So I just feel blessed that I can, do that with you guys and share, share what's going on with my fabrics. And it was very nice that you guys joined me. So I really, really appreciate it. All right, so I guess that's all. I'm going to start, when I get to the end of my lives, I start rambling. So I feel myself starting to ramble now. So I think I'm going to sign off and I will see you guys again really soon. But remember, no Fab Fit Friday next week. I'll post some pictures of the pants fitting class next Saturday. in Maryland. So that's what I'll be doing next weekend. But anyway, thank you guys so much. Have a wonderful weekend. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And I will see you again very, very soon. All right. Bye.